Good morning, dear hearts. It's wonderful to be with you here. I hope you are doing very well, that you are feeling good, that you are in perfect harmony, so that we can just plug in our I am presence, in the presence of Lord Maitreya and Lord Gautama, and receive their blessings. I am so happy. I woke up this morning feeling so good, so enlightened by the presence of Lord Maitreya. I went to bed last night with his presence and woke up this morning feeling his presence again. So, greetings, Wisconsin. Yes, good morning, California. And yes, so good to see all of you here, dear hearts. You see, today we are closing a cycle because we have done Easter and then Wesak and then Asala festival, closing these three festivals. And when we close our cycle, we are ready to download the energies that we have collected in these three periods. So that is so important, and so important so to do it in perfect harmony. Buenos dias, Mexico. Buenos dias. Oh, bonjour, my chère Nadia. C'est très bien. So I go to share our slides. It's 3 p.m. here. So let's share the slides. Yes, the slides are shared. Let I organize my window here. So we can. Good morning, Canada. Good morning. Good morning. So let's start eating God's way, dear hearts. In the end, we talk a little more because you see it's a long session again. Oh, bonjour, Switzerland, my petite Suisse. So let's go. Let's go. I have here. I need to click here. Yes. So I need to put here my, so that I can have perfect vision. So let's start it, dear hearts. Welcome to the 7 Sacred Weeks. Today we have the Asala service or Asala festival, is also called Maitreya's Day, or also Humanity Day, and also Goodwill Festival. So there are lots of names for this day. We are going to have just a small contemplation of the I Am chart and then dive direct in the Asala service. And to start, just to feel the presence within your heart. Just place the hands upon your heart and feel your presence. That is so important. Dear hearts, everything that you will start, if you place the hands on your heart and feel the presence within you, and just in a very natural way. You don't need a long discourse. You just feel the presence within you and ask this presence to take command, hold dominion, and produce perfection in whatever you will do. And then you are going to see results and less obstacles in your path. So just feel the presence within. And let's start with the opening blessing. Beloved Maitreya presence here, there, and everywhere, we love you, bless, and thank you forever, forever, and beyond. For I am in you, and you are in me. We are one on this journey through eternity. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. So feeling the presence, now move your attention to the Christmas star above your house. Let us visualize the presence of Lord Maitreya in the core of our star. Now feel millions of light rays descending from that star upon the area where you live. Blessing all life within your area. Human beings, human activities, elementals, angels, the forces of nature. And feel the presence of Lord Maitreya. Blessing your area, your city, your house, your country, with his ascended master consciousness, Lord Gautama consciousness, love, wisdom, purity, kindness, gratitude, devotion, and the perfection of the light. Now connect your star with the star above the Rocky Mountains. Feel that star expanding and shining like 1,000 suns. blessing America, Canada, the Americas, and the world. Feel the heart of this activity. The brotherhood of the Royal Teton Treaty is there. Beloved Lord Lanto is smiling at us. Many ascended masters are there, and I ask them to support us during this service, to hold our atmosphere pure and harmonious, to protect our internet connection and our force field, and may they use us to pour their blessings to the world. And it's done. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. Now let us take our water and make the call for the elixir of life. Beloved I am presence, Lord Gautama, Lord Maitreya, Saint Germain, Brotherhood of the Royal Teton Retreat, Lords of the Elements and Powers of Light, please charge this mineral water with whatever substances and virtues we need to restore the beauty, youth, health, vitality, and perfection of the ascended masters in our physical bodies. When we drink this water at the end of our service, by the light of God that never fails, I command, I demand, and it's done right now. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. So let's put the water to be charged during this wonderful service. Yes, happy, blessed Asala for everyone. And now again, feel the presence within. Feel the presence within. Feel the presence within. That is the key, dear hearts. It's so simple. It's not complicated. It's just feel the presence within you. Feel the reality of your electronic circle of protection. Feel the violet flame blazing in through and around you. Feel the energy, the substance of your tube of light. Seal it with the blue flame of Archangel Michael. Feel the presence of your higher mental body. Feel the presence of your causal body. Feel your electronic body. And and visualize that ascended master presence that you are in the cosmic levels, right here and now, surrounding you. Feel that is that presence that moves your hands, that speaks through your mouth, that sees through your eyes, hear through your ears, touch through your hands, walk through your feet, and realize the great being that you are. God in action in this planet. And now we are going to start our Asala service. The Asala Festival. Once a year, during the first full moon in Gemini, the beloved Lord Maitreya, he was the world teacher and also friend and brother of Lord Gautama. Gautama and Maitreya were the two first life streams that answered the call of Sanat Kumara. And in this moment, in this full moon, he gathers together those disciples and chelas who wished to participate in the magnetization of Buddha's love during the Asala ceremony. This event is held on the southern slopes of the Himalayas in the beautiful private gardens of Lord Maitreya. So, dear hearts, let us take a moment to focus on this region of the Himalayas. I have prepared this slide, this picture, just to connect your heart to the heart of the Himalayas and visualize there a beautiful spot written within that mountain. A beautiful green area. And within that area, a beautiful, glorious construction, building, which is the temple of Lord Maitreya. Ask your higher mental body to move you there, your consciousness. And feel that wonderful, beautiful garden of Lord Maitreya. There we recite again and again the very first sermon or teaching which Lord Gautama gave, and adds to it a simple address of his own, developing the truths within the revelation of the Buddha to fit the needs and requirements of this current hour. The recitation is given in the original Pali language, always, but as in the Christian Pentecostal miracle, everyone present hears him in their own native tongue. Lord Maitreya usually takes his place on the marble seat at the edge of the raised terrace in his lovely gardens. The highest officials, ascended masters, sit close above him, about him, surrounding him, while the rest of the brotherhood and the chillers, students, are grouped in the garden below. Here we have a beautiful picture, was made last year by my friend Is Spirit, so that we can visualize better the place. So just feel that you were there. Feel that you were there. Because you see, we are not just this body, dear hearts. Even that we are still in the body, part of our consciousness can move and be there. We have this great power. The Gautama sermons begins with the admonition to take the middle way, followed by the presentation of the Four Noble Truths. So, the Four Noble Truths are the appearance of sorrow or suffering, which must be alleviated, the cause of sorrow, the end of sorrow, and the way which leads to escape from sorrow. We are going to explain it better. And then this is followed by the presentation again of the Eightfold Path. Each seed in this teaching is developed anew and applied by all the chelas in their daily endeavors to manifest self-mastery. So, dear hearts, let us now focus on the luminous presence of Lord Maitreya. Let us feel his light enfolding us, transporting us to his garden. Let us send him our purest love and gratitude. He so loves Gautama. Every year, he presides over the Wizak ceremony, announcing at the full moon of the sign of Taurus, the visible manifestation of the presence of Lord Gautama. And as he loves Gautama, let us also extend to him and Lord Gautama our love, our gratitude for this opportunity. Lord Gautama said, how can I speak to human minds of the type of service and endeavor which I have followed through many ages? To hold that infinite middle way of balance, no matter what the senses report, or the eye shall witness, or the ears shall hear, whatever revelation shall have come, to hold that balance and retain conscious control of your own vehicles is the mastery which I did teach and do yet teach to those who choose to come within the compass of my aura, to hold that peace no matter what the distress of the elements, to hold that peace no matter what the chaos of the outer world. That is the application of the aspirant and the tiller of one who follows the way of the Buddha. Dear hearts, I always tell myself, I tell my friends, I tell my husband, and people that I communicate, hold your peace and hold your peace in the middle of a war. Because to hold our peace when everything is good and perfect in our lives is so easy. There is no challenge for anyone. The moment that we need to show that we are ready is when everything seems to be confused. We are pressured by all sides. And instead of confusion, we remain centered in our beloved Maitreya presence, trusting that everything will be all right in perfect peace. That is the test of every one of us. We need to go through this test. When things are good, it's easy. But the way of Buddha is to hold the peace in the middle of confusion, in that moment that we need to show that we can do the work. So, feel the presence of Lord Gautama. Feel his presence. Because his first teaching was very simple. Is so simple. But to understand it deeply and be able to practice it in our lives, we need to contemplate his words again and again. May Lord Gautama open our minds so we can understand his words. Lord Gautama, help us to understand. Let us be a vehicle of your blessings to this world. Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Dhamma is, we can say, truth. That is also the Buddhist doctrine. And but most of time people see it as law or truth. So kaka is will. So one of the translations possible is set in motion the will of the Dhamma or the truth or the knowledge. But that knowledge is not the knowledge of the world, but is the knowledge that one acquire by his own experience. And here I am use a translation from the Pali by Bhikkhu Bodhi. Bhikkhu is monk. So Dhammacakka is the name given to this first discourse of Buddha. It's frequently represented as meaning the kingdom of truth, the kingdom of righteousness, the will of truth. In this most important discourse, the Buddha expounds the middle path, which he himself discovered and which forms the essence of his new teaching. He opened the discourse by exhorting the 5 monks who believe in strict asceticism to avoid the extremes of self indulgence and self mortification, as both do not lead to perfect peace and enlightenment. The former, that is self indulgence, that is also when you let yourself in the pleasures of the world, retards one's spiritual progress. And the later, that is self mortification, asceticism, weakens one's intellect, because you see, if we do not the right food to our bodies, not exercise the body get weak, and with the body the brain, and without a brain we cannot really just download the knowledge and the enlightenment to this physical world. So he criticized both views, as he realized by personal experience their futility, and enunciated the most practicable, rational, and beneficial path, which alone leads to perfect purity and absolute deliverance. The intellectual 5 monks who were closely associated with the Buddha for 6 years were the only human beings that were present to hear the sermon. But the book states that many invisible beings, such as devas and brahmas, also took advantage of the golden opportunity of listening to the sermon. And that is true, because beloved Saint Germain told me that where there is a person that is expanding great light, many ascended masters and spiritual beings from higher spheres come to that place to observe that one is speaking. That is really true. As Buddhists believe in the existence of realms other than this world, like us, dear hearts, inhabited by beings with subtle bodies imperceptible to the physical eye, possibly many devas and brahmas were also present on this great occasion. Nevertheless, it's clear that the Buddha was directly addressing the 5 monks, and the discourse was intended mainly for them. The Buddha says that he, the Tathagata is a title of Buddha that means the one who has attained perfection by his own efforts or by the Buddhist doctrine. So he realized the error of both these two extremes, self indulgence and self mortification, followed a middle path. This new path or way was discovered by himself. The Buddha termed his new system the middle way. To persuade his disciples was actually, until that moment, not disciples, was just his company. Uh, they became disciples after that first discourse, just after that discourse. So, to persuade them to give heed to his new path, he spoke of its various blessings. Unlike the two diametrically opposite extremes, this middle path produces spiritual insight and intellectual wisdom to see things as they truly are. When the insight is clarified and the intellect is sharpened, everything is seen in its true perspective. So, dear hearts, let us read this sermon or teaching of Gautama, which beloved Maitreya always recite on this day of Asala, that also Humanity Festival in Pali, but of course that we hear it in our own native language. So Gautama told us, thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Varanasi in the deer park at Isipatana. That is a park there, no, and he was there. And they meet the five monks in that park. There, the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus of the group of five thus. Bhikkhus, these two extremes should not be followed by one who has gone forth into homeliness. What to? The pursuit of sensual happiness in sensual pleasures, which is low, vulgar, the way of worldlings, ignoble, unbeneficial, and the pursuit of self-mortification, which is painful, ignoble, unbeneficial. Without varying towards either of these extremes, the Tathagata, the Buddha, has awakened to the middle way, which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to Nibbana. Nibbana, Nirvana, that means ascension. And we are going to see that Gautama repeats these verses that gives rise to vision, rise to knowledge, leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to Nibbana several times. And there is a reason, because in this sequence, it seems to be the same thing, but it's not. Because as you practice this teaching of Gautama, the first thing that happens, you open your vision. You expand first your concrete mind, enlighten it. But first is this open of our normal vision. Understand things as the things truly are. And as we do it, then we acquire what? We acquire knowledge by doing that. But that knowledge is the first knowledge that is human knowledge. or yes, when you were studying some teaching that someone gave you. So you acquired that knowledge. But as you go open your vision and acquire knowledge and practice it, of course, you become peaceful. You enter into a state of peace. And when you calm yourself enough, then you start a new process. Sometimes you don't need to read something, but you have the insight of that direct knowledge, the knowledge that comes from within, from your higher mental body, your I am presence. And as you go through this process and hold your peace, there is an increasement or increasing of that process, that peace, that direct knowledge, until will reach or achieve as the Buddha the enlightenment. And after the enlightenment, your ascension. So that is a increasing from the open of your vision until you are the vision of the light of that divine self or that great central sun consciousness completely in this world. So, for this reason, you go to repeat it and repeat and repeat. And he continues, and what because is that middle way awakened to by the Tathaga, the Buddha, which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, and to enlightenment, to Nibbana. It is the noble eightfold path. That is, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This because is that middle way awakened to by the Tathagat, which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to Nibbana. Now this because is the noble truth of suffering. Suffering, that is everything is suffering, was the first noble truth. There is suffering. And he explained, birth is suffering. Why birth is suffering, dear hearts? Because the world above the physical is much more wider. When we enter these physical bodies, we got with it plenty of limitations. Our bodies is full of limitations. So birth is suffering. Aging is suffering. No one likes to age. Oh, we accept it. But we aim to be eternal. Wellness is suffering. Who likes to be sick? Nobody likes. Death is suffering. Oh, we understand death. Even I understand death. But who likes to lose a loved one? We can understand it. Even when we understand it, it's not easy. It's not easy to lose a four-legged one, our pet. I remember when I lost my puppy a few years ago. I suffered. I understood everything. Of course, I know there is no death, but yes, that process. made me suffer. So it's, even when we understand that, it's not so easy to deal with it. Union with what is displeasing is suffering. When life sends us something that we don't like, we suffer. Separation from what is pleasing is suffering. When life takes away something that we like, we suffer too. Not to get what one wants is suffering and breathing. The five regrets subject to clinging are suffering. And suffering is the first noble truth. So now this because is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Because we have suffering, then we needed to understand why we needed to get to put an end on that. We needed to understand and find the causes, the origin of suffering. It is this craving which leads to rebecoming, accompanied by delight and lust, is seeking delight here and there. That is craving for sensual pleasures, craving for becoming, and craving for this becoming. So our craving is the origin of suffering. So now this because is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. So first you understand there is suffering. It's illusion, but that is, we feel it and we don't like. Then we need to discover the cause of that, the origin of that. And if you know that there is something, that there is a cause, then I can put an end to it. So he continued. Now this because is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. It is this remainderless fading away and cessation of that same craving, the giving up and relinquishing of it, the freedom from it, no reliance on it. And that is the most difficult part, dear hearts, because we crave. And to let go of our cravings, that is the key. It's not easy. Now, this because is the noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. It is the noble eightfold path. That is, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So he gave us a tool of techniques so that we can let go of our cravings and purify ourselves to put an end on our suffering. This is the noble truth of suffering. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, truth, knowledge, and light. This noble truth of suffering, that is, there is suffering, is to be fully understood. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This noble truth of suffering has been fully understood by himself, by the Tathagata. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Thus, people, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. This noble truth of the origin, the cause of suffering, is to be abandoned. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This noble truth of the origin of suffering has been abandoned by himself. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. The truth of the cessation of suffering. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. This noble truth of the cessation of suffering is to be realized. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. This noble truth of the cessation of suffering has been realized by himself. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This is the noble truth of the way leading to cessation of suffering. Thus, because in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. This noble truth of the way leading to cessation of suffering is to be developed. Just because, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. This noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering has been developed. Thus, because, in regard to things unheard before, there arose in me vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, enlightenment. So long because as my knowledge and vision of these four noble truths, that there is suffering, the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the eightfold path, that is the way to raise ourselves completely from that. So, as they really are in their three phases, and 12 aspect was not thoroughly purified in this way, I did not claim to have awakened to the unsurpassed perfect enlightenment in this world with its devas, Mara and Brahma, in this generation with its recluses and Brahmins, its devas and humans. So devas is the enlightened beings. Mara is the opposition force that, yes, hold us in the sensual pleasures, and Brahma is the enlightened one, like God, But when my knowledge and vision of these four noble truths, as they really are in their three phases and 12 aspects, was thoroughly purified in this way, then I claim to have awakened to the unsurpassed perfect enlightenment in this world with its devas, Mara and Brahma, in this generation with its recluses and Brahmins, its devas and humans. The knowledge and the vision arose in me. Unshakable is the liberation of my mind. This is my last birth. Now there is no more re-become. He was free from the will of reincarnations. This is what the Blessed One, the Buddha, said. Being pleased, the beacons of the group of five delighted in the Blessed One's statement. And while this discourse was being spoken, there arose in the venerable Kandana the dust-free, stainless vision of the Dhamma, truth, law, or Buddhist doctrine. Whatever is subject to origination is all subject to cessation. That means if something has a beginning, surely it will have an end. And when the wheel of the Dharma has been set in motion by the Blessed One, the earth devas raised a cry. At Varanasi, in the deer park at Isipatana, this unsurpassed wheel of the Dhamma has been set in motion by the Blessed One, which cannot be stopped by any recluse or Brahmin or Dev or Mara or Brahma or by anyone in the world. Having heard the cry of the earth devas, the devas of the realm of the four great kings, that is connected to the lords of karma, raised a cry. At Varanasi, this unsurpassed will of the Dharma has been set in motion by the Blessed One, which cannot be stopped by anyone in the world. Having heard the cry of the Devas of the realm of the four great kings, the Tavatinsa Devas, the Yamadevas, the Tusita Devas, the Nimanarati Devas, the Paranimittavasavati Devas, the Devas of Brahma's company raised a cry. At Varanasi, in the deer park at Isipatana, this unsurpassed will of the Dhamma has been set in motion by the Blessed One, which cannot be stopped by any recluse or Brahm or Deva or Mara or Brahma or by anyone in the world. Gautama has made a fiat. And by that fiat, he just spreads such light in the atmosphere of this planet. Thus, at that moment, at that instant, at that second, the cry spread as far as the Brahma world. So he enlighten the atmosphere of this planet, but that light was so great that it extended until the core of the great central sun, the Brahma word, God's word. And this 10,000-fold world system shook, quaked, and trembled, and an immeasurable glorious radiance appear in the world, surpassing the divine majesty of the Devas. The Devas, the great ones, was completely enlightened by the wisdom and the knowledge and the light and radiance of Lord Gautama. Then the Blessed One uttered this inspired utterance. Kondana has indeed understood. Kondana has indeed understood. In this way, the Venerable Kondana acquired the name Anna. Kondana, who has understood. This venerable was one of the bhikkhus or monks that was in this group of five monks. He has perfectly understood the full meaning of the teaching of beloved Gautama. So, dear hearts, this is or was the first sermon given by Gautama to his 5 monks. Now let us understand in simple words the meaning of some important topics. We don't have too much time, but it's important to understand in our words, modern words, no? The appearance, the Four Noble Truths. First, the appearance of sorrow or suffering, that there is suffering, and this suffering must be alleviated. There, Lord Gautama tells us about the illusion of all things that appear to be real in the external world and which so catches our attention. This outward appearance, dear hearts, throw us from one side to the other. When we see something good, we are happy. When we see something bad, we suffer too much. Then we have the cause of sorrow. That is the second noble truth. What causes our suffering is our attachment to outward appearance. We are attached. You may say, oh, I am not. No, every one of us, we are so attached to it. We are trying to let go, but it's not easy because if it would be easy, we would have ascended. We would not have more our problems today. We believe those appearance to be true. We believe they are real. And as Saint Germain told us, where we place our attention, that we become. So we believe on them, and they become reality for us. What causes suffering is our acceptance of this appearance as our reality. We were taught since childhood that the world is imperfect, the human being is imperfect, that we are going to have to fight so hard to earn our lives and conquer our spaces in the world, that we are going to have problems and so on, fights. And so we have all those concepts in our minds. And for that, we learn to empower those appearances, and we are under their control all the times. That is important to understand it so that we can be alert, aligned, alive, and in guard to be free from them. Then the third noble truth, the end of sorrow, how to escape from the causes. That is our cravings, our belief on those appearances. We can just escape from them when we take our attention away from outward appearance. It's not easy, I know, but it's our training. When we let go of everything, be it good things or bad things, because sometimes we think that we needed to let go just of bad things, and that is not true. We needed to let go of good and bad and to be neutral. That is the key. And that does not mean becoming alienated from things or not enjoy the good things, because the risk that when someone sometimes may hear that many masters talk about it, so we need to let go of good things and bad things, and then we think that we needed to be indifferent and we do not have more pressure, we not enjoy more our lives. That is also not the truth of that. We may enjoy life, but with that awareness, if God gave me something good, I go to enjoy it and do my best, but not be attached. I go to let it go if it stops, if I don't have more that thing, and suddenly something bad happens to me, I also go to suffer, but that suffer needs to be in full awareness that I am suffering, but it might be natural to feel like that in this moment. So I am suffering, but I am not attached to my suffering. I am suffering, but I am aware. I feel bad in this moment, but it's natural because I have a bad event in my life. So as I understand that I have the right to feel bad, the suffering just loses uh, its strength over us. That is the key to enjoy or even to suffer, but to be aware when I am enjoying and to be aware when I suffer and to not attach myself to the feelings. That is how we can escape of this suffering, to live whatever the life brings to me in the freedom. I live my best, but I am not attached to the things of this world. And then Gautama gave the way, which leads to the escape from sorrow completely, that we need to practice every day. And through those um, 80 items, if you practice it, we can do it. So the way is to practice the Eightfold Path generated from the Four Noble Truths. So Gautama told us it is this noble eightfold path that is right view, right intention, right speed, right constant, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This is that middle way which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nirvana or ascension. Each item of this eightfold path is an important factor worthy of daily reflection. We cannot just achieve mastery without practice. We need to practice things to achieve mastery. Mastery is not achieved in one day, but when you practice a thing day by day by day, every day. When you practice one of these factors perfectly, generally the practice of the other seven happens accordingly. It has a quote from a monk, very enlightening about these 8 factors. He told us the first factor is the right understanding, or sometimes the right view, people say. The keynote of Buddhism. The Buddha started with right understanding in order to clear the doubts of the monks and all of our doubts and guide us on the right way. Right understanding deals with the knowledge of oneself as one really is, but not only oneself, but life. We need to face life as life is, not as I want that life is. That is the right understanding, and also the acceptance of myself as I am. I'm not I'm not here to copy anyone. I need to learn to be what I am, who I am. And just by doing that, that we can reach the second, that is the right thought. Because I cannot have a clear thought, a right thought, if I do not understand myself and life as it is. So, right thoughts of non attachment or renunciating, love and kindness, harmlessness, which are opposites to selfishness, will, and cruelty, respectively. Because you see, as I understand who I am, what I am, and what life is, my mind becomes clear, and then I become kind because I am not more frightened, and I do not more want to harm anyone, anything in this world. I become unselfish. And then, as I think clear, see things clear, I just go to speak clear. So the right speech, right action, and right livelihood, with three factors perfect one's morality. So I cannot be a wise man if I speak unkind, because wisdom means kindness too. The sixth factor is right effort, because as I do the other factors, I go to see that I become more lighter, easier. I don't suffer more so much. I face things in a easily way. So, and I have that feeling of peace, and I see the results. And as I see the results, I want to do more efforts. And so I begin to train in what is called right effort, which deals with the elimination of evil states and the development of good states in oneself. The self-purification is best done by a careful introspection, for which right mindfulness, the seventh factor, is essential. Effort combined with mindfulness produces right concentration, or one pointedness of the mind, the eighth factor. A one-pointed mind resembles a polished mirror where everything is clearly reflected with no distortion. Our minds is like a lake. If it's clear, it will reflect the wisdom of our I am presence in this world. If it is disturbed, we cannot see things. Everything that you may think or feel is also distorted, because the water of our emotions and our thoughts are disturbed too. So, in other words, if you will read and reflect on the words of Gautama and the Ascended Masters, it will lead to a perfect understanding of the things of this world. That is the right understanding. We see ourselves as we are, not as our mind sets up, not as the word says we are. You can think whatever you want about me. But if I not buy your thing, I continue at peace. If I know who I am, it doesn't matter what you were going to talk about to me. From that, our ideas and thoughts are clear and perfect. I'm not got more disturbed by your thinking of me. And so my mind become clear. I have the right thoughts. This perfect vision makes us understandable, tolerant, and we no longer wish to harm anyone in this world. Selfishness dissolves and you become altruistic. This leads us to speak correctly, right speed, act correctly, the right action, live correctly, look for the right means of earn our life, right livelihood, and acting in this way, you begin to detach from the illusions or appearance of the world, and we note positive results in our lives. We see our world transform. So we spend each day more and more, make the necessary conscious effort to keep us on the middle path, on the path of perfection. That means the right effort, and as we sustain our consciousness on these noble paths given to us by Gautama, we purify our garments, that is, our four lower bodies, and we dissolve the human creations created by the concrete mind. This requires that we learn to use the power of our attention, place our attention only on pure, construct, and perfect things. So we practice the seven factor, right mindfulness, and with attention to the practice of teachings and constructive things, we keep our mind focused on a point, the perfection, the perfection, the perfection, the perfection that we want to be and experience in our journey. And thus we practice the eight factor, right concentration. And as the Venerable Narada explained, that is this translation that I have used here in his text, a focused mind resembles a polished mirror where everything is clearly reflected without distortion. We rise above our external distortions into a sphere of light where we begin to see, think, speak, act, and be the perfection of our I am presence, our higher mental bodies, visibly manifesting this human octave. We surpass human limits and we don't need to incarnate anymore. We got our victory. We got our ascension. These are the Four Noble Truths that Gautama gave us in the Eightfold Path, generated from this truth. And if you read your hearts, meditate upon it deeply, we will see in essence it is exactly the same as everything that beloved Saint Germain and all the ascended masters teach us. It's not different. The sense of truth always remains at the center of all dispensations, which are but garments of it. The sense of the truth is always there, even when you put the teachings in a mother language. The ascended master do it. Sometimes they need to use a new language to reach the consciousness of a spiritual group or mankind in a moment of the planet. But the sense, they can change the language, but the sense is always the same. Is always the same. So to finish with some words of Lord Gautama. He says, I give my benediction as Lord of the world to every member of the spiritual great white brotherhood and every member who made the endeavor to be here in person or through projected consciousness, accelerating by the power of my light, the centers of light in the heart, head, and hand. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world, and that light is permanently from me, anchored in you, as you are the light of the world. In my name, in the name of the Lord of the world. Thank you, Lord Gautama. We love you so much. So, dear heart, let us connect with Lord Gautama, Lord Maitreya, and ask them to engrave this teaching in our consciousness and help us to understand it perfectly. And more than that, to put it into practice in our daily lives. May you remain in the right concentration and release yourself as beloved Gautama has done until you are also ascended and free. Let us, dear hearts, express our gratitude. Our gratitude to Lord Gautama and Lord Maitreya for this opportunity to be under their radiation, influence, to receive their wisdom, clarity, and peace. Visualize their presence shining in the atmosphere of this planet and also within our hearts. And just feel their light and love flooding you and the world. Let us ask in the name of our beloved I Am Presence and the I Am Presence in every human being. Let us ask beloved Gautama and Lord Maitreya to feel the physical, emotional, and mental bodies of humanity with their right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Visualize their illumination flame, blazing and blazing and blazing, in through and around you, all mankind, all nations, including their governments and activities. Feel the rays of love and wisdom of Lord Maitreya and Lord Gautama, illuminating the minds of the nation leaders of nation, also the spiritual leaders, all light workers, all influencers, prominents. Feel the blessing of Lord Gautama and Lord Maitreya flooding the collective consciousness of this world. And may there be peace in the world. May there be peace in the world. May there be peace in this world. And each human become a full Christ presence manifested on earth. Give thanks to Lord Maitreya in this moment, dear hearts. He will stay with us during the next 24 hours. And He will engrave special blessings in our consciousness. Another name for Asala festival is the festival of goodwill. And I wish goodwill for all mankind, for all of us. That is the way of Christ. Thank you, Lord Maitreya. Let us say together, beloved Lord Maitreya, we love you, we thank you, we bless you forever. Let us take our water and finish the call for the Elixir of Life. Beloved I Am Presence, Lord Gautama, Lord Maitreya, Saint Germain, Brotherhood of the Royal Teton Retreat, Lords of the Elements, empowering powers of light. Please charge, and charge this mineral water with the blessings from the Ascended Master Octave of Light, and put it here. All the substances we need to restore the beauty, youth, health, vitality, and perfection of the Ascended Masters in our physical bodies. Transmute this water into the elixir of life. Transmute this water into the elixir of life. Transmute this water into the elixir of life. By the light of God that never fails, I command the demand, and it's done right now. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. Feel the reality of your elixir of life, and let us drink it, charging our atomic structure with these lessons of Maitreya and Gautama. And it's done. Feeling our I am presence, the Ascended Masters, the Brotherhood of the Teton. Let us call beloved and mighty and presence, Lord Gautama, Lord Maitreya, Saint Germain, Lord Lanto, Brotherhood of the Royal Teton Retreat, Archangels Elohim, and all who have assisted us during this service. We are deeply grateful for your unwavering support, protection, and blessings. We love you, we thank you, we bless you forever. And let us close with beloved, mighty, and presence here, there, and everywhere. We love, bless, and thank you forever, forever and beyond. For I am in you, and you are in me. We are one on this journey through eternity. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. And thank you, dear hearts. I'm feeling so raised, so enlightened, so peaceful. I am almost levitating this moment, and I hope you feel the same there. And yes, we have I sent by email. No, let me also click here the heart. So I sent you by email our next vlogs. No, we are going to have a special session this Friday. You'll be too in this week, but we are going to make it. I go to try to make it smaller, 30, 40 minutes, not more than that. We are going to make some calls for the children, but I would like that you bring with you your karmic petition, because in a moment I go to put a call and we are going to deliver mentally our karmic petition to beloved Master Chara in that day. We can do it until Sunday, but it's an opportunity to do it together. And we are going to do it on Friday. So please, if you would like to write this petition, do it today, tomorrow, or before the service. Do your letter, put it in envelope, and then prepare that we can deliver it together on Friday. And then we are going then have 1 week, and on Friday, June 20, we are going to have our harmony steps. Then we are going to have another children decrease, and I go to add also some calls for the animals. The animals also need calls. There is misuse of the animal kingdom, and you need to call for them too. And I go to put few calls for the animals to get together with the children, and you are going to finish this month with a service for the karmic board. So in that service, we are going to honor, to send our love and gratitude to the karmic lords, and also after our service, we are going to burn our karmic petition. So I have an inspiration how to do this service, and I think you'll be a very beautiful one. So we can just connect more and more to the karmic lords. That is so important. And of course, I do our service with all the love of my heart, dear hearts. But yes, it takes hours and hours. So if you'd like to compensate this energy that I put on doing these wonderful slides for you, I prepare it with such a love. But if you'd like just to compensate a little bit the energy and collaborate with my work, I will be so grateful with donations through my PayPal. The link you can find always in the description of the video. And God bless you 1,000 times more. And the PDFs of the vlogs, I send it by email. If you were not in the list, you can send it through my email and email to me, and I add you to the list of the PDFs. I hope that you stay in the light and love of Lord Maitreya, dear hearts. And before I close the slides and say goodbye, absorb the energies of the service. Sometimes you finish a service and we rush to do our material things, and we do not absorb the energies. So just for a few seconds, place the hands on your heart. Feel beloved Maitreya and the energy of Gautama, his wisdom, his truth, his knowledge, true knowledge, peace, and light. And anchored those blessings within your own threefold flame. So, dear hearts, Thank you so much. And I wish you a blessed day, a blessed week. And if you want, I will love to see you Friday here so that we can just call for the children and also deliver our karmic meditation together for the karmic lords through the presence of the keeper of the scrolls, that is Master Cha'ara. And please, if you can put a like on this service and subscribe to the YouTube channel, that is important for the growth of this channel and the expanding of this light. Thank you. I love you. I feel so good and I hope you too. And yes, I see you, dear hearts. Bye.